back everyone, and today's lesson is going to be quite interesting because I'm going to talk about slang words. Well, what are slang words? Slang words are words that you use quite informally in a conversation. But did you know there are some 10 most commonly used slang words for this year? Yes. Well, if you don't know them, well, you're not too updated then, are you? And you really have to watch this video. And for those who know these words, well, please watch because you need to know how to use them in the right context. Besides, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, let us have a look at these commonly used slang words, which is, by the way, rated even by Google as the most widely used words in this year. The first one is savage. Well, savage ordinarily would mean really wild, really scary that way. But as far as the slang is concerned, what does savage mean? It refers to something being extremely insulting. Like when you're being really insulting, really rude, you are being savage. So let's say your friend made fun of you for whatever reason, but then you couldn't contain that anymore. So you gave it right back to her or gave it right back to him. What did you do? You made sure that your answer was savage. You made sure that you were savage or insulting. Well, it's not a good thing to do, but I think sometimes you just have to, right? Right? So when you're saying, well, my friend was real savage, what she was really doing is she was really insulting and she gave it back to the person who tried to make fun of her. Okay then, the next slang is fierce. Well, what is fierce? A tiger is fierce? A wild animal? Well, yes, pretty much. But as far as the slang is concerned, fierce is used to call someone who looks really powerful, or someone who is really well made up. Or let's say someone who is really well put together. So maybe you are going to dinner and you are looking all dapper in your new suit. I can say, hey, Ron, you look pretty fierce out there, which means you look really powerful, you look quite well made up and very much put together. Okay then, moving on to the next slang is throw shade. Well, if you are not in the sun, you are in the shade, right? So if you don't get the clue to that, throwing shade is being passive aggressive. Now, this is kind of the opposite of the word savage, because when you are being savage, you are being openly insulting, like you are telling someone to their face. Okay, you are being very, very blunt with them. But when you're throwing shade, you're kind of making them aware that you're not happy with them, but you're doing it in a very passive aggressive way. I don't know how many of you do that, but let's say, for example, I hosted a nice party and I really wanted my best friend to come, but she couldn't make it. So the next day I see her, I would say something like, you know what, some people, well, they're a little too busy for parties these days, aren't they? What did I do here? I was throwing shade at her. I was being passive aggressive. I couldn't really be savage. I couldn't be overly insulting. So I decided to be passive aggressive. I decided to throw shade at her. Okay then, let's look at the next one, which is woke. Woke means, obviously it means to wake up, right? So in the slang way of using it, woke would mean being politically or socially aware of things going on around you. Well, how many of you are not politically or socially woke? So I could say something like identity theft or identity fraud is a real thing in the digital age that we have today. So be woke about it. Okay, so be politically, be socially aware about things that are happening around you. Be woke. Okay, we've got icon. Well, what is an icon? Your famous celebrities, are they your icons? Of course they are. And that's pretty much where this word comes from. So icon refers to a person. So you're going to use this word to talk about a person who acts like a celebrity. Now, please note that you're not making fun of them. I mean, you're not like saying that in a rude way, but you're kind of doing it in a very playful, in a very teasing way. So if your friend, she loves her Gucci bags and she's really brand conscious, maybe she is trying to behave or emulate a celebrity, a well-known celebrity. So you can say something like, you know what, Melissa, she can't go anywhere without her Gucci bags. She is quite an icon. Okay, that's what an icon is. All right then, moving on to the next slang is goals. Okay, what are goals? Goals are certain things that we want to accomplish, right? They are what we want to strive for. Like, I'm here, I want to get there. That's a goal for me. So when we're talking about a slang, a goal refers to something or someone we really are inspired by. Have you heard relationship goals? Whenever you now watch news or watch certain YouTube videos, you will see some famous celebrity couple and you will see something like relationship goals. What are you really saying here? You're saying that they are such an amazing couple and I would want my romantic relationship to be quite like that. I am inspired by people like that. So goals are things or people that we want to really become like because we are really inspired by them. Okay then, moving on to extra. This slang means over the top. You know, things that are extra are not needed. So people who are over the top do things that are not needed. So maybe my brother, he had to raise a toast at a relative's wedding, but being the extra that he is, he actually hired a voice coach to help him prepare this speech. Can you believe what an extra this little man is? Yeah, he's an extra. He is totally over the top. Okay, then we've got basic. Well, basic is kind of a little the opposite of extra. Basic refers to people who are very simple and people whose actions are very predictable. Or shall I say, they are very mainstream people. Pretty ordinary people, right? So my mother is pretty predictable when she goes to Starbucks. She might just order the usual cappuccino. So I can say, you know what? Oh, my mom's going to Starbucks again. She's ordered the cappuccino. She's so basic, which means that she's quite predictable. She would never do anything really out of the ordinary. She's pretty basic. Okay, then. The next one is I am dying. Okay, well, this looks like a pretty morbid phrase, but it's not, because I'm dying refers to, it's a phrase that is used when you are overly happy or you are overly angry. That's pretty amazing because you can use it in two different emotions. So if someone's made a joke at you and I'm laughing like ha ha ha, you know, what am I doing? I'm dying of laughter. Like, I'm so happy that the joke wasn't you. I can't stop laughing, so I am dying. Or, if I'm really mad, I could say, I'm dying. Like, that guy did that. Like, seriously, I'm dying. Okay, so I'm dying is used to talk about an emotion where you are in the situation and you are either overly happy, like all happy, or you're just really, really angry. Okay, then the last slang is tea. Well, we're not talking about the regular cup of tea that you love to have early in the morning. What we're talking about is spilling the beans or giving people information that they don't have. Kind of giving out secrets, rather, I would say, giving information or giving out secrets. So let's say that your friend is seeing a new guy, okay? No one knows about it, but only you do. So I'll come to you and say, hey, give me the tea. What's happening with Clarissa? Why don't you give me the tea? Which means I'm asking you to give me the information or give away some secrets that nobody else possibly knows. Okay then, thank you so much for watching. These are the 10 most used slang words in this year. Use them and use them in the right context. And if you come across them, you now know what they really are. So I'll see you with some more lessons. Until then, this is me saying bye-bye.